Hello and welcome to VTV News. You're with me, Ling Hương, and here are the headlines. The 13th Asia Security Summit, also known as the Shangri-La Dialogue 2014, started its plenary session this morning. Green building materials, new trend of Vietnamese construction industry. The 13th Asia Security Summit, also known as the Shangri-La Dialogue 2014, started its plenary session this morning with a speech from U.S. Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel. In his speech, Hagel affirmed that the United States supported resolving all tensions by peaceful means and in accordance with international law. He added that the United States opposes any country going against that principle. During his speech, U.S. Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel talked about the four main guidelines that the U.S. will follow to support peace, security, and stability in the Asia-Pacific region.
And I think, John, it is...
First, encouraging the peaceful resolution of disputes, upholding principles including the freedoms of navigation, and standing firm against coercion, intimidation, and aggression. Second, building a cooperative regional architecture based on international rules and norms. Third, enhancing the capabilities of our allies and partners to provide security for themselves in the region. And fourth, strengthening our own regional defense capabilities.
Hagel also talked about China's recent actions in the EC and spoke about the U.S. stance in regard to them.
The United States has been clear and consistent. We take no position on competing territorial claims, but we firmly oppose any nation's use of intimidation, coercion, or the threat of force to assert those claims. We also oppose any effort by any nation to restrict overflight or freedom of navigation, whether from military or civilian vessels, from countries big or small.
Hagel's speech and the Japanese Prime Minister's opening remarks during the first 2 working days of the Shangri-La dialogues have affirmed the consensus of the international community to resolve all tensions by peaceful means with respect to international laws. Fishermen in the central province of Quảng Bình have been provided with preferential loans to build or renovate their ships and buy fishing equipment. These loans are being offered by the Quảng Bình branch of the Vietnam Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, brought about by a cooperative agreement signed with other partners early this year. These loans have already benefited many fishermen in the area. More to follow.
Under the terms of this agreement, the Vietnam Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development can provide fishermen with loans to invest in their fishing trips and equipment, as well as to buy insurance from the Bảo Việt Insurance Company. Quảng Bing's Department of Exploitation and Protection of Fishery Resources is in charge of connecting fishermen with these two entities, as well as providing them with adequate information and technical support.
We are creating favorable conditions for fishermen by allowing them to use ships built from the bank's loans as collateral. Up to now, the total amount of loans provided has been $19.7 million, of which $3.7 million were loans with collateral.
Nguyễn Thị Choi's family in Bảo Ninh Commune, Dong Ho City, borrowed about $280,000 to invest in a 700 CV ship 2 months ago. Despite recent tensions in the EC, Choi's family is confident of using the ship to fish around the offshore islands. I've been informed that the government is providing fishermen with lots of support to fish offshore. Therefore, we're not so worried about the situation. Statistics show that there have been more than 40 new ships built from these loans. Some of these loans have helped fishermen generate an income of nearly $3,000 per person on each trip.
Apart from bank loans, we also provide fishermen with technical support to ensure their safety. For example, we provide satellite communication devices.
Since the beginning of the year, more than 1,000 ships with large capacity engines of 90 to 700 CV have caught more than 15,000 tons of fish offshore. These vessels, whose chief fishing grounds surround the Spratly and Paracel archipelagos, have registered an 8% increase in the volume of netted fish compared to the same period last year. Preferential loans, together with other supports, are expected to bring about an even greater amount in the near future.
The construction industry has had a negative impact on the environment due to the large amount of natural resources it uses. This means that the research and application of environmentally friendly materials has become an urgent mission, not only for the government but also for local enterprises. The use of green building materials will soon become the norm in Vietnam construction industry.
In recent years, the local building market has welcomed the introduction of adobe brick. Instead of being baked in the oven, which consumes a lot of energy, brick manufacturers use machines to press and block these bricks. Lê Hoài An, director of Hang Minh Company and a leading advocate of adobe bricks in Vietnam, affirms that adobe bricks are now a preference within the local market.
The use of green construction materials is an inevitable trend elsewhere in the world and in Vietnam as well. In recent years, architects have begun designing structures built from green materials. This creates a potential market for adobe brick.
The booth of Pink Ad Ali Company in the Viet Build Fair 2014 is showcasing a new green construction material of pressed bamboo flooring. This product has attracted a lot of customer interest due to its high durability and relatively cheap prices compared to wooden flooring.
Bamboo is an environmentally friendly alternative to wood because it can grow over the course of a few months, compared to timber, which would take decades to generate the same amount. Currently, there is a worldwide trend of replacing wooden products with bamboo ones.
Adobe brick and pressed bamboo flooring are just the first of a whole host of green building materials to be introduced in Vietnam. Green building materials, which have a low impact on the environment, are commonly used worldwide, especially in developed countries. Addressing the importance of such materials, the head of Vietnam's Institute for Building Materials, Lương Đức Long, affirms that development can only be sustained when it is in line with environmental considerations.
We encourage firms to use green materials wherever possible, and many enterprises have achieved success in producing green materials such as adobe brick or tempered glass. We need to promote these materials so that more customers become aware of them and use them.
Meanwhile, the government and agencies, including the Ministry of Construction, are working on a system to evaluate and classify green products. Green products will certainly be a key factor in the development of Vietnam's modern economy.
Exotic Vietnam is an intriguing blend of many charms. This land is where all manner of stunning landscapes await like a visual feast, rivaled only by the beauty of its people and their abundantly rich tradition and culture. Here is where you can relive the past in richest color or live it up in the bright lights of the big city. With so much more to offer, Vietnam is simply unforgettable.
The central city of Nha Trang is set to become Vietnam's first smoke-free city. Since the No Smoking Project was introduced in 2012, changes in smoking behaviors have been seen throughout the city. Although there is much to be done, health sector experts believe that with a concerted community effort, the idea of a non-smoking city can become a reality.
In this 10-story hotel, 5 stories have been reserved for non-smokers. Smokers who wish to smoke in their room can only stay in a designated story as assigned to them by the receptionist. In non-smoking story, tourists who smoke will receive a $150 fine. Some argue that this move would discourage tourists from staying there.
To make the environment smoke-free, especially the hotels, and protect the health of the children and ladies who don't smoke, because passive smoking always is dangerous than a smoker.
In the southern region bus station, no smoking signs can be seen everywhere. The simple actions has dramatically reduced the number of people smoking in public. These signs are now appearing in many public places all over Nha Trang. Anti-smoking leaflets are also being distributed to many tourism companies in the city. These are just some of the moves that the city authorities have made since 2012 in an effort to transform Nha Trang into a non-smoking city. I think it is better for everyone.
The no smoking campaign is great. It's made the air cleaner and healthier.
The Public Health Association in charge of supervising the no-smoking efforts in Nha Trang have launched a communication campaign in the hope of changing the general perceptions of smoking in public. This is said to be much more effective than imposing on-the-spot fines, which is difficult if not impossible to enforce.
Penalizing smokers is not a top priority for us now. It's better to organize communication campaigns to change people's awareness to discourage them from smoking in the public.
Cigarettes kills 40,000 Vietnamese every year. Also, 33 million adults and 2/3 of all children are exposed to secondhand smoke on a daily basis. Creating a smoke-free city may not be an easy task, but if it is realized, both the local people and the tourism sector will benefit.
The southern province of Bến Tre launched its 14th Food Festival on Saturday to promote and expand its food market. Beginning in the early morning, farmers from Bến Tre and neighboring provinces brought over 200 products to the festival. The theme of this year's festival is the Good Agriculture Practice, or GAP, for standard fruits, which showcased a variety of fruits including pomelo, oranges, durian, mangosteen, and so on. The event also had many activities such as a green tree and fruit contest, a culinary competition, an incense offering to wish for bumper crop, and other scientific conferences to find sustainable solutions for food production. The festival will run until June 3rd. And now let's take a look at the weather updates. And that's the end of VTV News at this hour. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.